Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Woo. Hey, Justice Lewis. Hey, everybody. Good morning. It's Coffee with Malcolm. It's April 4th, 2025. It's Friday, Pizza Friday at work. And here we are, enjoying another cup of Joe. How's everybody doing this morning? I'm only going to be going 30 minutes today. I got a couple things I got to take care of this morning, so a little bit shorter episode. Instead of 45 minutes, it'll be 30. But we'll still have fun. We'll still have a good time. A lot of people will join in here in a few minutes, and yeah, we'll get started. No problem. So I'll go ahead and kick it off by saying I'm upset at the movie Hollywood, or whatever you want to call it, because again, they've run out of ideas for movies, and their go-to is to remake classics. And they're going to remake The Naked Gun. Liam Neeson is going to play what Leslie Nielsen played. So I think August it's coming out. I don't know if I'm going to watch it. I probably will. I don't know. I mean, Leslie Nielsen played on those movies, The Naked Gun and things like that, and they were just hysterical and just classic. I mean, but they're gonna redo it again. I think it's probably gonna be cheesy. Liam Neeson is not. You don't think of him as being a funny guy. He's supposed to be this scary guy. He's like, I have a lot of skills, and I'm gonna come find you and kick your ass. I mean, it's just like, he's supposed to be scary and intimidating, not some wisecracking comedy guy. Does that am I wrong in that? Wesley agrees. It doesn't make sense. Good morning, Wesley. Those movies are great. Gosh, I don't know. I really don't know. Why don't they redo some of the other movies? There was a lot of movies in the 80s, 90s that were that you can remake. I guess they just chose The Naked Gun. I mean, there's plenty of people that haven't seen the Naked Gun movies. But you're doing yourself a disservice if you haven't watched the original ones. With the Naked Gun 1, 2, and then 33 and a third. It's something silly and goofy like that. Leslie Nielsen can hold a straight face. I've seen some of the blooper reels from when they're making those movies. And even after he says his line, he's broke character after, but they cut it out, the bloopers, if you will, the retakes and things like that when he's making the movies. He's dead serious. And one of them I watched recently on YouTube is him coming up to a guy and says, "Do you think you can beat him in the fight?" And then the boxer guy's like, "I could beat him if he was blindfolded." And then Leslie was, "What happens if he's not blindfolded?" Something like that. I'm not doing it justice. It was something like that. It's always like little twisted lines like that you would see on like Airplane and things like that. We got to get him to the hospital. What is it? It's a building with a lot of patients, but that's not important right now. That type of thing. So I don't know. Leslie Nielsen was great, but Liam Neeson, I just can't see it. I just can't see it. I don't see him in a comedy role. It was like when Jim Carrey had all those movies, Dumb and Dumber, Me, Myself, and Irene, all these different movies. They're all hilarious. Ace Ventura. He's being goofy and weird, and it's hilarious. And then he did a serious movie, The Truman Show, which we had some funny stuff in there. But he's done some other serious movies, and it's just so out of character for him. Jim Carrey pulling a serious role, you expect him to be goofy and weird. It just doesn't work, in my opinion. Yeah, it's going to get up to, it says it's going to get up to 87 degrees here in Athens, Georgia today. A little toasty out there. But spring is already come and gone for Georgia. We're going into summer already. It rained a couple of days ago. Like I said, it blew a bunch of stuff around, and you saw that picture I posted about the pollen on the pavement. It's just, yeah, it's a lot. Scary movie. He does. He just does. He's not meant to play a serious role. He's known for being weird and goofy. From when he was on In Living Color, I don't know why SNL turned him down. Um, but in Living Color, he played a bunch of skits and stuff, and then the Ace Ventura movies and Dumb and Dumber and things like that. He was just known for being goofy and weird and funny. I just don't. And then the opposite. Well, the same thing goes for Liam Neeson. I just don't see it. It says it's coming out in August. Um, I may go see it. I don't know. Uh, Good morning, Blue. Thanks for joining us. So, I liked your comment about the WTF news on eggs with the THC eggs. Oh yeah, Tammy Hull. She looks crazy. I came across her yesterday on when I was looking at YouTube, and 1 minute she's I don't know, she's probably on some medication or should be. I kind of feel bad for her in a way. She does look like a demonic Jim Carrey. Her face, and I think she's the Joker's mom. But she's like Jacqueline Hyde. 1 minute she's like, yeah, God's on my side. Things are gonna come to me and everything. And next thing you know, she's screaming at the screen, "F this! Blah, 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 you don't tell me what to do!" She's like, "Geez, lady." And I was in the chat because a lot of her stuff is like boomed on X. People have taken stuff, made memes about her, asking who she is, where she's from, trying to find out all this stuff about her. And I tried to put it in the chat. I was like, "Hey, your stuff. So many people are using your stuff and going viral on X." She didn't. She didn't even really care. She doesn't care. Um, so, oh well. I don't think there's anything she could do about it. Honestly, with X, you can put anything on X. Um, but she is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She's like, "Hey Mel, good morning. Thanks for joining me, or us, I should say." Robert, come here, boy. Yesterday, he wanted to be all up in my face and on me. "Come here, buddy. Everybody wants to say hi to you on the camera. What's the matter? Yesterday, you just couldn't get enough. Something was crazy, and now you just want to go sleep." Is this your teenage years? You're indecisive? Like, "I want to go play. I'm going to go sleep now." I don't know what his deal is. Complete opposite from yesterday morning. This morning, he's like, "Meh, whatever." And you saw him yesterday. He was all over me, like, want me to take him outside, want to do this, that, the other. He just couldn't sit still. And now he's like, "Yeah, I think I'm just going to chill." Anyway, I read a couple of weird stories this morning. One of them was this babysitter. The kids are like, "There's a monster in the closet. There's a monster under my bed. I can't go to sleep," or something. "I hear things and blah, I gotta pee," or whatever. It's always an excuse to not fall asleep, right? Well, this kid was saying there's something under the bed. It wouldn't let it go. And the babysitter's like, "It's nothing, blah, blah. Look, I'll check." And she looks under there, and there's actually a guy hiding under the kid's bed. Of course, she freaks out, grabs the kid, calls the cops. The guy runs away. They end up catching him. He's a 27-year-old guy. I didn't read all into the story. You can probably look it up and get more details if you want. But yeah, some creepy 27-year-old guy was hiding underneath the kid's bed. Like I said, I didn't get all the details. How did he get in there? Does he know the family? Is he a crazy uncle that nobody knows about or something like that? Or is he just a perv? I don't know. I don't know the whole story. You can Google it and find out more. But yeah, you might want to be careful checking under the kid's bed when they scream about stuff like that. That's what gets. And then it's just like one-off story. There's one time they actually did see somebody under the bed. Now everybody's gonna be freaking out about it for all year long. It's weird. It always seems that way. It's just one-off thing happens, and you think it's going to happen everywhere, all the time. You know, um, like parents see fights on a school bus, like in another state, um, in the inner city or something like that, maybe. And then they're like here out in the country, like, well, I'm not letting my kid ride the bus. See that video of blah 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 in Chicago, and I don't want that to happen to my. It's like a one-off thing. There aren't brutal fist fights in school buses everywhere all the time, you know. And there's not going to be 27-year-old creeps under every bed every night either. uh, you had something, Blue, one time? Oh, brought something into the house? Oh, the dog got in the house from the storm and was hiding in there in the closet. Hey, Istanbul, good morning. But yeah, they arrested the guy, as they should have, right? I don't know. There are things like that are going to happen, unfortunately. Ramesh! Scared everybody with a dog in the closet. He's hiding from the storm. She had a dog, hate her dad, kept the dog outside. Well, I'm glad that Robert's housebroken, if you will. He's going to go outside. He does not go inside. So that's a good thing. I mean, if he couldn't figure out the indoors from the outdoors when it came to bathroom time, he'd probably be an outside dog all the time too. So, Enzi, good morning, sir. Thanks for joining us today. So yeah, it's like he's smart. He's a smart dog. And he got a little warm yesterday. He dug a hole in the backyard, and one of the it's not a flower bed, but it's just like this one area that has mulch and stuff around his doghouse. And he just dug down in there in the dirt to find a cool spot and lay in. So, but I've got a couple of little things, talking points we can go about this morning. And who here believes in Sasquatch? Anybody? Anybody believe in the Sasquatch? Some mysterious, hairy beast walking around the woods. It's only in North America and Canada, nowhere else in the world. We own the rights to that. So it's like the ghost hunters we talked about yesterday. People looking for ghosts, people looking for Sasquatches. They swear they're out there looking for aliens and whatnot. Well, I don't know all these details, but 2 guys were found dead in the woods. They'd gone missing looking for Sasquatch, and they were both found dead. They weren't mauled or anything like that, but they lost their lives hunting in the woods for a Sasquatch. What do you put on the tombstone for that? Trey, what's going on, Trey? What do you put on the tombstone for that? Here lies my dad. He thought there was a monster in the woods. Like, what do you say? What happened to your dad? I'd rather not talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. You know? It's like, he was scared to death. Boom. Thank you. It's like the Sasquatch thing, the ghost hunters, you know? There are people like the psychics, like, you know, palm readers, tarot card readers, all these mediums, they call them. And then you got the Sasquatches out there roaming around. But even if there was one Sasquatch, he'd be dead by now. They've been looking for Sasquatch for 50 years. Longer. Hunting for Bigfoot. Yeah. I mean, if he was to survive and have offspring, there'd be other Sasquatch, Bigfoot things out there as well. And somebody's deer camera or something like that would have caught it by now. People set up a deer cam to catch, you know, because they're hunting so, you know, diligently with technology and bait. They're not hunting, they're stalking. But anyway, you got elephants, Ramesh. Are there elephants close to your village? Where do you live? Do you like see them actually walking by? That'd be wild. Uh, Ramesh's car gets fixed today. Well, that's good. I mean, I saw here in Georgia, Harry and the Hendersons. I forgot about that movie. Harry and the Hendersons. I don't think they're going to remake that one. But yeah, Harry, I totally forgot about that movie. That was a pretty fun movie to watch. Yep. Cat meow. Still doing coffee streams. Yeah, I'm doing good. This is my thing, here in the mornings. Today's only 30 minutes, though, guys, so I got some stuff I got to take care of this morning. But anyway. Jeez. Tigers, lions, leopards, and hyenas. Ramesh lives in India in a small village, and he gets to see these animals running around. I mean, in California, we have mountain lions. People encounter those hiking and camping and things like that. People see grizzly bears and stuff. Mel's car got fixed. Oh, okay. I lived in a small town called Rutledge years ago, working at the post office, and kept seeing these cop cars go by, and they weren't going by fast. They were kind of going slow. There's a extra number of them. It was just odd. It was out of place. And it's slow at that office, so I go out there in the parking lot trying to figure out what's going on. This 500-pound hog, literally a beast of a pig, was wandering around town and like snorting it, knocking over trash cans. It wasn't like running after people. It was just rooting around, minding his own business. But it was completely out of place. And nobody knew if it escaped from somebody's farm or whatever. And it was just kind of wandering around. That thing was massive. People were freaking out about it. Some people screamed, ran because, they'd never seen a pig before. They love eating them. It was silly at the same time. But it's like you didn't want to tangle with the thing. It was huge. I say 500 pounds. This thing was massive. It was like a show pig or something. It wasn't meant to be, for bacon later on in the evening. This thing was massive. It was a straight up hog. He was for breeding, for shows, whatever. But he got loose and he was wandering around. Nobody knew. Nobody claimed him. Nobody stepped up. No guy said, "Oh, that's my pig. I'm trying to catch it." Nothing. It was like for like an hour. They ended up shooting it. They shot it dead. They couldn't catch it. They didn't know what else to do with it. Then it started getting aggressive because more people were gathering around it, spooking it and stuff, And I don't know the whole story if it charged after somebody or whatever. But, yeah, they shot it, killed it right there. And then, free bacon. It was a massive, massive hog. This thing was huge. I can't explain how huge it was. Man, it wasn't a wild boar. It didn't look like it. It was, your classic pink-looking pig, but just massive. Just walking around. And they shot it. So I can't imagine in India, if you got all these hyenas and stuff coming around, they wouldn't last here in the States, Ramesh. People be shooting them dead. They wouldn't last. You'd have a field day, especially here in the South. In Texas and things like that, people would be shooting. If a lion was like wandering the yard and going after their dog, they would kill it. They would shoot it dead. It wouldn't last at all. And hyenas and things like that. They go out in the wild and they purposely go out and hunt wild boar that disrupt crops and cattle and other stuff like that. They're kind of invasive. They weren't meant to be, but they multiply pretty quick. And I don't know, Wesley, is this out in Texas, your area, where people go in like helicopters and they fly around and shoot wild boar that are running around tearing stuff up? I'm asking Wesley. Like out in Kansas and Texas and Oklahoma or something like that. I don't know. Where they actually fly. There's video of people in helicopters. It's like Vietnam looking stuff where they're shooting out the side of the helicopter. Instead of rice paddies, it's tumbleweeds, and yeah, they're killing hogs all around Texas. Am I right saying that though? That they tear up crops and stuff like that, and um, hinder cattle and things like. I don't know what all they do. They're disruptive, destructive, and yeah, they weren't supposed to be there. 3 helicopters, dang, and their whole job. They must get paid good money. If you've built your business up to 3 helicopters flying around shooting hogs, you're getting paid pretty good money. Oh, ate the whole garden last year? Damn. Yeah. See what I mean, Ramesh? Your little hyenas and stuff like that, they wouldn't last here in the States. You know, the United States is known to have just swinging guns and firing everywhere. But yeah. Yeah, Wesley and Blue, they're together. That husband and wife, Ramesh. Mm, I don't know. I don't know. I know that I have seen stories where the officials get involved, like India or something like that. Um, Tiger's been known to go rogue and like purposely attacking people, and then after it killed like 4 or 5 people, they shoot it, put it down. Um, the hogs are pretty nasty, man. They can be pretty rough. But if you got the wild boars with the tusks and stuff like that, they can make some damage. They can do some damage. You have to tell them they're purty. You sure is purty. You like bacon? I just killed a hog. Oh, but anyway, yep. Wild hogs going around in helicopters. Wow, and he's got 3 of them. That's not a cheap business to run. What are these ranchers paying these guys in the helicopters to fly around and do this that they couldn't do on horseback themselves or something like that? You know what I'm saying? And then it goes back to the ranchers and stuff too. They must be making a lot of money on all that cattle to be able to afford to pay somebody in a helicopter to go around shooting hogs. Breakfast bus buffet in the truck bed. He owns oil. Oh, he's the oil guy, and he's got helicopters. Okay. Robert has nothing to do with me this morning. Polar opposite from yesterday. Polar opposite. Let's look at our poll. Who likes what kind of movies? 33% of people like action movies, 33% like comedy, 20 like drama, and 13 like horror movies. I think horror movies are cheesy as hell. I never liked them. It's not because they scared me. I just thought of them as being really cheesy and not entertaining. I found them boring. Really. They fly themselves around. You like horror movies? I mean, I don't know. They just don't appeal to me. I like action flicks, um, and comedy, and I like movies based on true stories too. Those are really fascinating to me because you can really tie it to an actual event, not just something. And now, of course, the actual event's been tweaked a little bit to make the movie more appealing. It's not verbatim, but unless it's a documentary, and that can be tweaked a little bit too. But anyway, um, but the true story ones are pretty good for the most part. I've always seen them to be find them pretty interesting. Johnny B. You got a pig named Chris P. Bacon. Beacon? You said beacon instead of bacon. Can hardly sit through a movie anymore. I mean, it's got to be really riveting for me to sit there and watch the whole thing, you know. Or if it's like I like the James Bond movies. You know what's going to happen in the James Bond movie. You know there's going to be some enemy. He's going to go different places and fight it. He's going to fall in love with a girl along the way. He's going to save the day at the end. You pretty much know the plot of a James Bond movie, but I still like watching them. That's just me. I know what to expect, and there's gonna be little twists and cool action scenes and things like that for a James Bond movie, but I'll still watch them. But they don't seem cheesy to me. I don't know. It's just my appeal for them, action flicks and things like that. Johnny's like, I did a typo. I'm driving, damn it. uh, Raging Blaze Thunder Flame Rips. That is quite the username. Hey, F50. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. There was one other thing I wanted to go over real quick that I saw in the news. I got 5 minutes left. People are using snakes to rob stores. Again, I don't have the whole story. I'm just skimming some highlights, whatever, headlines. Thieves are using snakes instead of guns to scare the people behind the register away, and then they can take the money and whatever else around the register and leave. Snakes are cheaper than guns, and if you got somebody who's squeamish behind the counter, you bring in a python, lay it down there, or something like that, they're going to freak out and run. And then the python's not going to strike, if it's snakes. Jason is cool. He likes the old school stuff from the 80s horror movies. That's kind of cool. Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, things like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool stuff. Oh, Chucky was weird. I did watch Chucky because I think as a kid, I imagined some of my toys coming to life and like coming after me, or I would be able to let my toys come to life and do things for me. That maybe sound kind of weird, but I was a kid, right? And the Chucky movies seemed cool, and then I realized it was a horror movie. Pulls out a shotgun, keeps a snake. That may be too. Dolls are creepy. They're not scary. I just think they're creepy. Chucky is kind of, Chucky's kind of cool in a way. Remember Gremlins? The Gremlins movies? I watched those. That was weird. You can't feed them after midnight. You can't get them wet. And they turn in these gremlin things, and they're running around wreaking havoc. And when you shot them, green goo went everywhere. It's really cheesy if you watch them today. Chucky is cool. They went to like Bride of Chucky and all this other stuff too. These multiple movies, series of movies. Yeah. You watch all kinds of 80 movies 100 times. Yeah. Couldn't sleep without covers. The Chucky doll. Oh, man. There's people do little videos of Chucky on YouTube and TikTok, things like that. Like one of them, this one guy, he's makes fun of different gyms and things, like going to the gym again. He's like standing there like this. He's looking, and then he'll pull up clips of different things people do at the gym that are just insane. And one of them was like a little Chucky doll, little kid in a Chucky costume on a treadmill with his knife, like practicing running and stuff. And then you got the guy who's like a thief, and he's got the treadmill up on high, and he's carrying a purse like he's practicing running and stuff like that too. You had the records to Gremlins. Wow. You still have them, the soundtracks. You probably get good money off of them. If you still got the sleeves for the records and stuff, you'd be surprised. There's a guy here in town that does records. He ships them all over the world, and he gets stuff from all over the world all the time. Vinyl records. But yeah, that's wild. Bye, Istanbul. Have a great day. Thanks for hanging out with us. I don't know. I never really got into the Nightmare on Elm Street, all that kind of stuff either. I don't know. It just, like I said, it didn't really appeal to me. I found it kind of boring. Growing up as a teenager and stuff, I liked silly, stupid movies. I watched all the Cheech and Chong movies. Never smoked anything in my entire life to this day. But I thought they were hilarious. The Naked Gun movies and, Dumb and Dumber and whatever else. All that kind of stuff were great fun to watch, Better Off Dead was an 80s cult classic in my opinion. Yeah. Every time I think of that movie, Better Off Dead, I think of the kid on the bicycle wanting his $2. So, well, guys, I got to go. I apologize for the short episode today, but thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys have a great day, weekend, and all that good stuff. I'll be back Sunday morning, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. find a coffee shop, or maybe stay here. I don't know yet. We'll see. But you guys have a good one. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, you know, and leave some comments and some stuff you watch. All that kind of stuff helps me out. And you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.